Hello children, how are you? Now again we are here to learn something more about this chapter, work, energy and power. In our last module we have seen law of conservation of mechanical energy. Now today we are going to see collisions. Before come to the collisions, I want to say something about principle of conservation of energy. Principle of conservation of energy. What is that? Principle of conservation of energy. I am going to explain the total energy of an isolated system, the total energy of an isolated system remains constant. We are going to see. So I mean to say that this energy may be transformed from one form to the another, but the total energy of an isolated system remains constant throughout. We can say here. So my dear children, the sum total of energy of all kinds, total of energy of all kinds in the universe remains constant at all times. Remains constant at all times. It is clear? Yes, sir. It remains constant all times. So energy can neither be created. The energy can neither be created nor be destroyed. Energy can neither be created nor be destroyed. So I mean to say that if one part of the universe loses energy, so some other part of the universe would gain an equal amount of energy. Is it clear? कहीं loss होगा तो कहीं gain होगा. The total energy remains constant. Write down this. This is called conservation of energy. So this is there. Now we are going to start another part of this chapter, that is, what do you mean by collisions? It's a very important part. Let us say, what is collisions? In common language, a collision is said to be occur when objects crash into each other like this. Suppose this is the object and this is another object. Both are moving in this direction. Then they are doing like this. They are crash. That is called in our common language is collision. It is called collision. So my dear children, in our common language I can say when objects crash into each other. For example, collision between automobiles, a hammer striking a nail, collisions between billiard balls, carom coins, all are collisions. Is it clear? Yes. Now, the collision as an isolated event, collision is an isolated event. Collision is an isolated event in which two or more colliding, in which two or more colliding, two or more colliding bodies exerts relatively strong force on each other. Colliding bodies, और जब वो आपस में टकराएंगे, एक का दूसरे के ऊपर, दूसरे का पहले के ऊपर फोर्स लगेगा. Colliding bodies exert relatively strong force on each other. Strong force on each other. Strong force on each other for a relatively short time. For a relatively short time. This is called collisions. Here we are going to see collisions, types of collisions. Now I am going to see types of collisions. Types of collisions. First, in our mind map, you have to remember that the collisions between the particles have been divided broadly into two types. That is elastic collision and inelastic collision. First, I am going to explain here elastic collision, and then I am going to see inelastic collision. So, inelastic collision, what is that? So, here I am going to explain what do we mean by elastic collision. Here I am going to see first elastic collision. Elastic collision, C. A collision in which there is absolutely no loss of kinetic energy. एक ऐसा collision जिसमें kinetic energy loss नहीं हो. ये बहुत ideal condition में possible है बच्चों. The elastic collision in which there is absolutely no loss of kinetic energy. Absolutely no loss of kinetic energy is called elastic collision. Is called elastic collision. So I mean to say that, for example, collision between atomic and subatomic particles. When the collisions in between the atomic and subatomic particles are elastic collision, or I can say practically collision between two ivory balls can be taken as an elastic collision. What are the conditions for elastic collision? The condition for elastic collision is the basic characteristics of an elastic collision. That is, first one, the linear momentum is conserved. The linear momentum is conserved. Linear momentum is conserved. Second, the second one is, I can say, total energy of the system is conserved. Total energy of the system, total energy of the system is conserved. And third one is, the kinetic energy is conserved. The kinetic energy is conserved. So these are the three characteristics of elastic collision. Write down. So these are the three characteristics of elastic collision. Obviously, the mechanical energy is not converted into any other form of energy like heat energy, sound energy, etc. Then we can say kinetic energy is conserved. So the forces involved during elastic collision must be conservative force. We have already seen what is conservative force. Is that clear? While that of inelastic collision, In inelastic collision, a collision in which there occurs some loss of kinetic energy. Some loss of kinetic energy. If some loss of kinetic energy occurs, practically it is possible. Some loss of kinetic energy, that is called inelastic collision. As there is always some loss of kinetic energy in most of the collisions, or we can say 99% of collisions, definitely loss of kinetic energy is there. Therefore, collisions we come across in daily life are perfectly inelastic. They are called perfectly inelastic. Okay? Yes, sir. So, my dear children, if two bodies stick to each other, suppose these are the two bodies, and when they collides, then move like this. If the two bodies stick to each other after collision, then this type of collision is called perfectly inelastic. Perfectly inelastic collision. For example, when the mud thrown on a wall, then what happens? It sticks to the wall. So the loss of kinetic energy of a mud is complete, and the collision is called perfectly inelastic. Is that clear? Yes. So now, what are the basic characteristics of inelastic collision? The basic characteristics of inelastic collision, here I can write. First one is, the linear momentum is conserved. Yes. Total energy is conserved. Yes. But the kinetic energy is not conserved. Kinetic energy is not conserved. This is the main point. Obviously, a part of mechanical energy is converted into some other form of energy, that is either heat energy or sound energy. Okay? So yes, sir. So these are the characteristics of inelastic collision, or I can say some or all the forces involved in an inelastic collision may be non-conservative in nature. So this is the difference in between elastic collision and inelastic collision. Okay? Now, we are going to see another small topic, that is, what do you mean by coefficient of restitution? Coefficient of restitution, 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 or we can say the coefficient of resilience, RESIL, resilience, IENCE, resilience, coefficient of resilience or coefficient of restitution. Okay, what is that? In our actual practice, collisions between all the real objects are neither perfectly elastic nor they are perfectly inelastic. When they are collides, so they are called imperfect or semi-elastic collisions. So I want to find out the degree of elasticity of a collision is determined by a constant that is called coefficient of restitution or coefficient of resilience. Okay? Yes. So what is that? The coefficient of restitution or coefficient of resilience of the collision, it is defined as, it is the ratio of relative velocity of separation, relative velocity of separation after collision. after collision in that it is the ratio of relative velocity of separation after collision to the relative velocity of approach, to the relative velocity of approach, APPORACH, approach, relative velocity of approach before collision. So it is represented by a constant A, E, that is relative velocity of separation, divided by relative velocity of approach, This is relative velocity of separation, that is after collision, and this is before collision, write down. So this is the definition of this, that is E. Okay, now E comes out to be, I can write V2 minus V1 divided by U1 minus U2. E is equal to V2 minus V1 divided by U1 minus U2. Here I can say U1 and U2 are the velocities of the two bodies before collision, this U1 and U2, and V1 and V2 are the respective velocities after collision, that is there. So my dear children, I can write here, for a perfectly elastic collision, relative velocity of separation after collision is equal to the relative velocity of approach before collision. So I can say for that E is equal to 1. And for a perfectly inelastic collision, I can say relative velocity of separation after collision, is 0. Relative velocity of separation after collision is 0, so E must be 0. And for all other collisions, E lies in between 0 and 1. 0 is less than 2 z of E, that is less than to 1. 0 से ज़्यादा और 1 से कम. Is that clear? So this is the definition of coefficient of resilience. Okay. Now we are going to learn elastic collision in one dimension. We are going to see elastic collision in one dimension. Here, see that it's a very, very important article, that is elastic collision in one dimension. It involves two bodies moving initially along the same straight line. They are striking against each other without loss of kinetic energy. That is the condition of elastic collision. And continue to move along the same straight line even after the collision. Is it clear? So let us see here. Before collision, suppose here we are two bodies. Here is the one body having mass m1. This is A. Here is another body, say B, mass m2. The initial velocity is u1. Here it is the initial velocity is u2. This is before collision. This is before collision. When the collides during collision, say like this. Here is A, here is B. During collision. This is the condition for during collision. And then after collision, suppose here is m1, here is m2. Mass is m1, here is m2. Velocity after collision, v1 and v2 respectively. So here it is after collision. Here it is after collision. Okay. Suppose two balls A and B of mass m1 and m2 moving along a straight line, say with a velocity u1 and u2 respectively, it is a condition for before collision. When the collides, here you can see, here I am taking u1 is greater than u2. So relative velocity of approach before collision, relative velocity of approach before collision, that is u1 minus u2. I am considering here this one. Hence when the two body collides, let the collision is perfectly elastic. What is that? The collision here is perfectly elastic. So after collision, suppose v1 is the velocity of A, v2 is the velocity of B, and they are moving along the same straight line. Okay, here I am saying that v2 is greater than v1 because ये velocity इससे ज़्यादा है. So v2 is greater than v1. Body is separate after collision. So I can say relative velocity of separation. Relative velocity of separation. Relative velocity of separation after collision. After collision, that is v2 minus v1. Okay, write down. This is the relative velocity of separation after collision. So say this is our equation number 1 and 2, you may call. Now, the linear momentum of the two balls before collision. Linear momentum of the two balls. Linear momentum of the two balls. Linear momentum of the two balls before collision. Before collision. Can you tell me, my dear children, what is linear momentum? Yes, sir, we have seen in our introduction part. The linear momentum is mass and velocity. It is the product of mass and velocity. So I can write here m1 u1 plus m2 u2. Similarly, the linear momentum of the two balls after collision, of the two balls after collision. What is that? m1 v1 m2 v2. Yes, sir. But we know the condition of elastic collision, momentum is conserved. So what can I write? Linear momentum is conserved in an elastic collision. Linear momentum is conserved linear momentum is conserved in elastic collision. So I can write m1 v1 plus m2 v2 is equal to m1 u1 plus m2 u2. दोनों को बराबर रख दिया हमने. This and this. Before momentum collision and after momentum. Okay. So now see. So here I can say, my dear children, m2 is equal to इसको इधर ले आइए. That is v2 minus u2. Similarly, m1 u1 minus v1 here. Then the second condition is the total kinetic energy of the two balls before collision. Of the two balls before collisions here, that is 1 by 2 m1 u1 square plus 1 by 2 m2 u2 square. This is the kinetic energy before collision. Okay, and the kinetic energy after collision. Now the kinetic energy of the two balls after collision, total kinetic energy after collision, that is what? 1 by 2 m1 v1 square plus 1 by 2 m2 v2 square. Okay, then again we know the condition for elastic collision, both are equal. So as the kinetic energy is also conserved, kinetic energy is also conserved. Kinetic energy is also conserved in an elastic collision. So I can write 1 by 2 m1 v1 square plus 1 by 2 m2 v2 square. This and this both are equal. That is 1 by 2 m1 u1 square plus 1 by 2 m2 u2 square. बराबर रख दीजिए दोनों. You can see here 1 by 2, 1 by 2, 1 by 2 and 1 by 2 cancelled out. Then what we are getting? 1 by 2, 1 by 2 cancelled out. So what remains? m2 v2 square, m2 u2 square, इसको इधर ले लीजिए. That is v2 square minus u2 square. Similarly, m1 u1 square इसको उधर ले लीजिए. u1 square minus v1 square here. This is there. So my dear children, I can say one equation is this one and another is this one. So divide these two equations, this and this. Now suppose, this equation and this equation dividing, suppose this is our equation number 1, here is our equation number 2. So divide 1 by 2. m2 से m2 कट जाएगा, m1 से m1 कट जाएगा. तो v2 square minus u2 square divided by v2 minus u2. Similarly, u1 square minus v1 square divided by u1 minus v1. What is that? Sir, it is a square minus b square. That is a plus b into a minus b. So I can write v2 plus u2 and v2 minus u2 divided by v2 minus u2. Similarly, u1 minus v1, or that is u1 minus v1 divided by u1 minus v1. This cancel. Okay. Now, so what remains? We can say here v2 plus u2 is equal to u1 plus v1. So I can say v2 minus v1 is equal to u1 minus u2. It's a very important result. v2 minus v1 divided by u1 minus u2, that is, hence in one dimensional motion, elastic collision, relative velocity of separation here after collision is equal to the relative velocity of approach before collision. Is that clear? Yes, sir. So this is a very important article. v2 minus v1 is equal to u1 minus u2. Okay. So I can say v2 minus v1 divided by u1 minus u2 is equal to, is called coefficient of redistribution, that is E, and that is equal to 1. Hence coefficient of redistribution or resilience of a perfectly elastic collision in one dimension is unity. Okay. So now this is all about today article. In this article will continue in our next module also. We have to calculate at there the calculation of velocities after collision at A and B in our next module. Okay, bye.